Meeting of the Appointments Committee. I now call this meeting to order. Please be advised that FATV is conducting audio and video recording of this meeting for public broadcast. I ask that anyone in the audience who is recording this meeting to please identify themselves for the record now by standing, state your name and city of residence. All right, seeing none. I have anybody in the audience who wishes to speak to please approach the podium, identify yourself by name and address, and identify the item on which you would like to speak, and then you may speak for no more than 2 minutes.
Jacqueline Wetchy, Fitchburg resident. Generally, appointees should be Fitchburg residents, but with Keith Chenot, I would make an exception because he has a specialized background required for the Historical Commission as an architect. I recommend his reappointment. The Historical Commission and I had a rocky start because they refused to provide me with minutes, but Chair Chenot was honest and admitted they had violated the law, accepted the state's ruling that they had, and worked to get caught up in the minutes. They now review and vote on them regularly. There are various unfunded mandates that this commission has been working on, but they accepted public feedback and have public comment at every meeting. When I couldn't attend meetings, Chair Chenot would read my comments. They listened and dropped their proposed mandate on stone walls to a non-binding appreciation of an education about stone walls. They also moved their meetings from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. to make it easier for the public to attend, a move in the opposite direction as the Board of Health. Despite my criticism of their proposed ordinances, they were never rude and even listened to me and another individual give an hour-long presentation on the state flag. I have in turn tried to help them by letting them know when it's budget or CDBG season so they can apply for money to repair Monument Park since they have no budget. I also saw an open meeting law violation at their September meeting but didn't file a complaint. Now, I will never agree with this commission on everything, but they are good people and know how to interact with those who differ from them. Please reappoint him.
Anybody else? Okay, seeing no one further wishing to speak, we'll now move on to the appointments meeting. We have 5 new appointments today, well, 5 appointments today. First is a new appointment to the Board of Parks Commissioner, a term to expire April 1st, 2029, Gary Withington. Hi, Gary.
Good evening.
How you doing?
We take both of his together?
What's that?
Both of his together?
Yeah, we can do that if you want to make a motion for it.
Is any objection to taking both his appointments up together, both Wastewater and Parks Commissioner?
Fine.
Okay. All right, and also a new appointment, Fitchburg Water Wastewater, term to expire February 1st, 2026. Take it away, Gary.
Since I retired, I told Nick, as I retired, if there's an opening in the Parks Board, I'd be more than happy to take care of it, to go on the Parks Board. And he asked me about water and wastewater, and I said, yes, I could do that also.
All right, great. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Withington, it was in your previous role as Superintendent of Streets, it was always a pleasure to work together. I appreciate your effort and your professionalism, and when we needed to get something done, you're always there to be helpful to get it done. And yeah, I think you come with a level of expertise that is rare in any sort of appointment, that probably unmatched. So I have certainly no problem with this one. I yield the floor, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Councilor Green.
Yes, again, we knew that you weren't going to be able to stay away, but I'm happy to see that retirement is obviously suiting you well. I'm happy to have you both back with your hands on in the Parks Department and then helping out with the water, wastewater. So I think moving forward, there should be no issue, and I think that we're, kind of beefing up the commissions to be at, the numbers that they should be with people who have an understanding of how those both work. So happy to have you back on board.
Thank you.
And I am also happy to see you on board. Just ask one thing with the wastewater department. Can you please make sure they drain the tanks in the West Fitchburg wastewater so we don't get any more smell complaints?
I can try.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Stand approved. Thank you. All right, next, new appointment to the Fitchburg Historical Commission, term to expire October 1st, 2027, Mary E. South.
Hi.
Hi, Mary. Go right ahead. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Actually, we moved to Fitchburg about 5 years ago, right before COVID hit. Came from the South. I have a BA in history. I have stayed fascinated by history and archaeology and architecture my entire life. A person who's actually on the historical commission actually said, would I be interested in joining? And I said, sure, why not?
Any questions? Go ahead, Councilor Green.
Working with the Historical Society, we're always happy to have members of the Historical Commission, two different things, Historical Society, Historical Commission, but both play an important role here in Fitchburg. With our history, we want to preserve as much of that as we can within reason. So I appreciate your willingness to want to step up and help us with that. So welcome.
Oh, thank you.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, congratulations. Next is a reappointment letter for the Fitchburg Cultural Council, term to expire October 1st, 2027. Liz Murphy.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I've enjoyed volunteering my time for the Cultural Council, and I'd be happy to do it again. It's really one of the more fun boards to be a part of, I think. But it's a great group of people, and it's really gratifying to be able to be a part of granting funds to creative entities to offer different events for the community. During my time, I've also taken on the treasurer role, which I'm at a unique advantage to be able to do that, because most of the time a board would need to get a report from a staff person from our accounting system to be able to do the treasurer's report. I have access to that directly, so kind of cut out the middleman there. And then we've been, running the Winter Bazaar for a few years now, and I've enjoyed doing that. We're doing that again December 7th at City Hall.
Councilor Cruz?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's another person I've had the capacity of working with as a cultural council. We did together, seen firsthand your efforts and the impact Cultural Bazaar at the city hall. It's been a big success, and artists really enjoy coming to it. So happy to see you continue to do this. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Councilor Green?
Yeah, again, Liz, thank you for stepping up and into an additional position rather than the job title. And you can look around every weekend and there is a cultural event. So I think that we really maybe finally have been able to embrace the cultural side of our arts and cultural community that we wanted to create 10 years ago. I think we're reaching that. So kudos to you and to all that have served on the Cultural Council. Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, our final is a reappointment for the Fitchburg Historical Commission, term to expire October 1st, 2027. Keith Chenot.
He's not here, but motion to approve. He's been on that historical
forever.
commission for a long time, and being an architect certainly brings his level of expertise in that with all of our buildings.
So is that a motion?
That is a
Councilor
motion
Green?
to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Mr.
Motion
Chenot.
Second.
to adjourn.
Okay, we stand adjourned.